My grandmother never made spaghetti just for one night, and neither did my mom. This big pot of sauce always turned into a week's worth of different dinners. Today, I'm showing you how to stretch one pot into 3 cozy meals, plus a bonus chili. Hi, friend, come on in. Spaghetti is one of the most comforting meals you can make. It's hearty, budget friendly, and perfect for meal prep. What I'm making today isn't just a sauce, it's a base you can freeze, repurpose, and turn into a variety of dishes without feeling like you're eating leftovers. Let's start with some knife work. We're starting with some classic aromatics: 1 carrot, 1 onion, a bell pepper, and I'm out of it, but if you have it, 2 ribs of celery. I'm also mincing a few cloves of garlic. If you prefer to not have large pieces of carrots, consider grating it. It will soften and melt into the sauce. Carrots add natural sweetness, balancing tomato acidity without sugar. Add 1 tablespoon of sugar if you skip the carrots. If there's a vegetable you don't like, skip it. Add in what you like and have. This sauce should be something you actually want to eat. I have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef, a 70-30 blend I had on hand. In a large stock pot, flatten the beef into a single layer so it can brown instead of steam. As it cooks, you may notice a lot of fat pooling. That's normal with the fattier grind that I'm using. I like to spoon out most of the excess into a grease jar. Excess fat prevents browning because it steams the meat instead of searing it. Once the bottom has good color, flip it over. Cook the other side, removing excess fat as it renders. As it cooks, break it into smaller crumbles. Leave a little fat in the pot for flavor and to help cook the vegetables. Carrots and onions go in first since they take longer to soften. Add celery here if you're using it. Once my onions are translucent, stir in the garlic and bell pepper, cooking for a few more minutes. Season lightly with salt, pepper, and a splash of Worcestershire sauce. I'll adjust seasoning later after the sauce simmers. I'm adding 2 28-ounce cans of tomatoes. I like to blend my canned tomatoes briefly with an immersion blender, enough to break down big chunks and reduce cores and skins to something softer. I personally don't care for commercially canned tomatoes anymore because they have a lot of skins and cores in their product. If you want to stretch this further, add a third can of tomatoes. For herbs, I'm using fresh oregano, thyme, and basil from my garden, about 1 to 2 tablespoons of each. If you're using dried, reduce that to 1 to 2 teaspoons. Don't forget a bay leaf. I forgot mine today, but it adds a nice background flavor during long simmering. Add salt, pepper, and if you like a little heat, some chili flakes or chili powder. Let this simmer for at least an hour, longer if you have time. Longer simmering equals more flavor. Optional but tasty additions: a splash of red wine or beef stock. After simmering, taste and adjust the seasoning. My sauce needed more salt, pepper, and thyme here. The heat breaks down the vegetables, evaporates some liquid, and concentrates the taste. While technically ready to eat, the sauce is really soupy. Add in about 8 ounces or more if desired of tomato paste to help thicken the sauce up. I prefer a thicker sauce, but when I was growing up, we used to do a thinner sauce. Tomato paste is concentrated tomato flavor. Not only does it thicken the sauce, but it adds body and umami. Serve over spaghetti, fettuccine, or your pasta of choice. Add garlic bread or focaccia on the side for a full comfort meal. Meal 2 is a baked ziti casserole. Cook ziti or penne in salted water until about 2/3 done. My box said 10 minutes, so I cooked for about 6. Pasta water contains starch that helps sauce stick to noodles. Hold back about 1 cup of pasta water for thinning the sauce as needed. Drain and rinse to stop further cooking. For a quick hack to determine how much pasta will fit in your dish, pour in enough pasta to fill it about 1 inch up for a meal including mix-ins and halfway up for a meal that is pasta forward. Mix the pasta with enough sauce to coat generously. If your sauce is too thick, loosen with some of that reserved pasta water. Pour into your baking dish. As you can see, 1 inch of pasta about half filled the 8x8 dish I used for baking. This dish could have handled more pasta had I wanted to make more servings to feed more people. This was enough for one meal for my family. To make this dish go even further, consider adding in a can of white beans like navy or cannellini for more protein, or wilt in some chopped spinach into the sauce for more fiber. Add a generous topping of your favorite cheese or blend several together. Today I chose Romano, Parmesan, and mozzarella as my cheesy topping because it is what I had on hand. Meal 3 is lasagna. I'm using dry noodles here to show a different technique, but you can partially cook them if you prefer. Start with sauce in the bottom of the pan, then noodles, more sauce, and a cheese layer. If you are using dry noodles like I am, add extra water to prevent the noodles from making your pasta too dry. It should take about 1 cup total for a loaf pan this size. I made a quick cheese sauce with butter, flour, milk, and a mix of Romano, Parmesan, and mozzarella. I have a full video linked in the cards and show notes on this if you want more details. In a saucepan over medium heat, melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Once melted, whisk in 2 tablespoons of flour. Cooking this for 3 to 5 minutes removes the raw flour taste and keeps the flavor light. Keep the roux moving to prevent scorching. Slowly whisk in milk. Keep whisking as it thickens, adding milk until you reach your desired consistency. Stir in the cheese gradually, letting each addition melt fully before adding more. If the sauce thickens too much, thin it with a splash of milk. Repeat the layers twice, then finish with cheese on top. Cover and bake at 350 Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius for about 1 hour. Remove the covering in the last 15 to 20 minutes to brown the cheese. The noodles should feel tender when pierced with a fork or knife. Freeze casseroles tightly wrapped and unbaked for best texture. Bake covered from frozen, adding 15 to 20 minutes. Remove cover for the last 15 to 20 minutes of cook time. And for a bonus, this was my family's go-to with leftover sauce. Add a can of kidney or pinto beans to your leftover sauce and serve over rice with buttered toast. This stretches a small amount of sauce both with the beans and the rice, and somehow it just works. 1 pot of sauce, 3 dinners plus a bonus meal, all from the same cooking session. Make them all in one day or spread the work out across a couple of days. It's a great way to meal prep without eating the same thing every day and a lifesaver for busy weeks. I've included a link to a free plus printable recipe sheet for this meal plan on Patreon and Ko-fi. If you try this, let me know in the comments how you'd stretch it in your own kitchen. And if you want more pantry-friendly recipes like this, hit subscribe. I've got more cozy, budget-friendly meals coming your way. And thanks for hanging out with me today.